Imagine you get a frantic phone call from someone you love. Their voice is shaking, they're in serious trouble, and they need money fast. But what if that voice on the other end isn't real at all? Today, we're going to dive into how artificial intelligence is fueling a terrifying new wave of voice scams that are more convincing than ever. This quote from Charles Lafkoff, man, it just hits you, right? It shows you exactly how powerful these scams are. It's not just about copying a voice. It's about hacking our most fundamental human instinct, our desperate need to protect the people we care about. And for Mr. Lafkoff, that single, incredibly convincing phone call cost him $15,000. Think about that. Gone in a matter of minutes, all because he truly believed he was helping his son out of a crisis. So how do these scams actually play out? To really get it, we've got to look closer at what happened to 71-year-old Charles Lafkoff. His story is a chilling blueprint for how these criminals operate. The story they spun was a parent's absolute worst nightmare. The voice on the phone, a perfect AI-generated clone of his son's, sounded panicked. It laid out this terrible story: a DUI, a car accident involving a pregnant woman, an arrest. See, this isn't just asking for money. It's creating a full-blown crisis designed to short-circuit your brain with fear so you can't think straight. And then it got even more sophisticated. A second person gets on the line, claiming to be a public defender. This official tells him to deposit the bail money into a cryptocurrency ATM. This is a massive, flashing red flag. Why? Because crypto is basically untraceable and impossible to get back. It's the perfect tool for scammers. This whole thing brings up a huge question. How on earth is it even possible to fake a voice that well? Well, the answer lies in a technology that's moving at lightning speed: AI voice cloning. So this is it, AI voice cloning. And let's be clear, this is not science fiction anymore. AI programs can listen to a person's voice, break down everything that makes it unique, the pitch, the rhythm, the tone, and then build a digital model that can be used to make that voice say absolutely anything. But here's the part that's truly scary. How much audio do you think a scammer needs to pull this off? A long phone call? An interview? Nope. All they need is about 3 seconds of audio. Just 3 seconds. That could be from a video you posted on social media, a clip from a work presentation, even an old voicemail. That raw material is literally everywhere. So when you boil it down, the playbook is terrifyingly simple. Step 1, find a voice clip online. Step 2, use some widely available AI software to clone it. Step 3, call the target with a completely fabricated crisis. And step 4, crank up the urgency and demand money right now in a way that can't be traced. It's a devastatingly effective 4-step process. And you know, this isn't just a threat to individuals, it's a real threat to our entire security infrastructure. Even Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, has said that AI has basically beaten voice authentication. Think about your bank or other services that use your voice as a password. Journalists have already shown they can bypass these systems using cloned voices. It really makes you question what security will look like in the future. Now, stories like Charles Lafkoff's are absolutely heartbreaking. But it's so important to understand this isn't just a few isolated incidents. AI voice scams are a huge and fast-growing epidemic. The scale of this problem is honestly staggering. The numbers really speak for themselves. According to data from Haya, 1 in every 4 Americans has already received a deepfake voice call. But look at that other number. Another 24% aren't even sure if they have or not. That uncertainty is exactly what the scammers want. It makes us doubt what we hear with our own ears. And while anybody can be a target, these scammers are disproportionately going after older adults. The FBI's own data shows that people over 60 lose way more money to internet crime than any other group. We're talking over $7.7 billion in a single year. That's not an accident. They are being specifically targeted. This chart just drives the point home. On average, an older victim loses nearly 3 times as much money as a younger one. That kind of financial hit can be absolutely life-altering. It just goes to show how urgent it is that we find better ways to protect our seniors. Okay, so the threat is real, it's growing, and it's pretty darn sophisticated. But, and this is the most important part, you are not powerless. This is where we talk about your personal defense plan. Let's break down the exact steps you can take to protect yourself. So let's just put it out there. The phone rings. You hear a voice you love. They're freaking out. They need money right now. What is your immediate next move? How you react in that very first moment, well, that's everything. All right, here it is. A simple 4-point plan. First, and this is the most important one, hang up immediately. Then, call them back on a number you already have saved for them. Second, ask them a personal question that no one else could possibly know. Third, and this is a great proactive step, create a family safe word. And finally, think about locking down your social media. Making your accounts private limits how much of your voice is out there for scammers to grab.
Let's put the bad stuff right next to the smart moves, okay? On one side, you've got the huge red flags, anyone demanding crypto or gift cards or pressuring you to act immediately. The antidote is simple. Verify, verify, verify. Call them back, call the police department or whatever agency they mentioned from a number you find on their official website. And most importantly, just give yourself a second to think.
And this quote from Genesis Draper says it all. The scammer's single greatest weapon is panic. It's that manufactured urgency. So, your greatest defense is to just pause, breathe, and slow the whole thing down. That moment of hesitation is where you take your power back. Now, being vigilant yourself is absolutely critical, but we also need a much bigger system-wide response to this threat. So, what is actually being done at the legal level to fight back against these AI voice scams? The very first step for any kind of official response to work is reporting. If you or someone you know gets targeted by one of these scams, even if you don't fall for it, you need to file a complaint with the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. It's known as IC3. Now, it's really important to be realistic here. The odds of getting your money back are, unfortunately, very low. But that is not the only reason to report it. Every single complaint is a piece of a puzzle. It gives law enforcement crucial data to see patterns, to track these criminal networks, and to build cases that can stop these guys on a much larger scale. And the good news is that the law is slowly but surely starting to catch up. For a while, this was all a big legal gray area. But in 2024, Tennessee passed something called the Elvis Act, which is a landmark law that specifically protects your voice from being copied by AI. And now we're seeing other states and even the federal government looking at laws that target deep fake fraud. The legal armor is being built piece by piece. So we'll leave you with this. The single most important action you can take is to report these crimes. This QR code on your screen will take you straight to the FBI's complaint center. When you report, you're not just a victim. You're part of the solution. You're helping build a defense for everyone. But it does leave us with a big question. With technology moving this fast, can we ever really get ahead of the curve?